Hello, friends, family, churches, and faithful supporters who pray for and support our ministry. We wanted to ask you guys a question. How many of you stay awake at night wondering how to teach an illiterate people to read? I know I do, and I've prayed for many years for God to help me get this people to a point where they can go from not being able to write their names to reading the book of Romans. And I believe that the Lord has answered that prayer in helping me find certain resources like this one right here, Manuel pour la conception dans syllabaire. What this is basically a manual to help us put together a literacy primer. So how is it done? First, what you do is you create a master list of words and grammatical sight words that need to be taught in your primer. Then you break them down into various lessons. So for example, lesson number 1, we're teaching the letter A, and then we're teaching a particular grammatical sight word. So we do this in English as well. We don't teach our kids to sound out the word the. We have them memorize kind of what it looks like, so every time they see it, they say it automatically, and it's the same thing in Bakum. So lesson number 1 is A with the grammatical sight word, 2 is K with the grammatical sight word, 3 is E with another grammatical sight word. So this goes all the way to lesson 54. So you take your master list, and then you create a list of words right here that you're able to use for each lesson. And then you get together with your Bakum colleagues and you create a story. And you take the story and craft your whole lesson around the story. So everybody loves a good snake story, right? So this is lesson 36 here. And this is a true story of when Dave and one of our language partners were going to this language partner's village. So it was night, and they were driving to the village, and all of a sudden they see this huge snake in the road. So Dave runs over the snake, puts the car in reverse, backs over the snake, runs over it, backs over it a couple times. They get out of the car. The snake is still moving. And so our Kwakum colleague, he grabs a stick, he has a big knife, and he cuts off his head. He cuts off the head, and then they throw the snake in the back of the car. And so Dave takes the snake and our colleague home. The wife cooks up the snake for dinner, and everybody's happy. So anyway, that's the story right here. It's meant to inspire people to want to learn to read. So here's the story. So we take the story, and then the various grammatical, like tense markers or articles or whatever, we put up here, and people practice saying them over and over. On the previous page, we have all the new keywords that are in the story: vehicle, snake, etc. And then these words are broken down into syllables, and these syllables are put together in this table right here. And then these syllables are broken down even further into individual letters. And so the idea is when somebody gets the primer, they see the picture, they're able to identify what this is, and then they're able to start with individual letters and then go to syllables, more syllables, keywords, key grammatical concepts, and then we'll be prepared to read the story. So that's kind of the big idea of how this primer works. Here's our rough draft right here. We hope to start a pilot class soon and make necessary adjustments based on the success or failure of the class. And so we would love continued prayers that this primer would be excellent and that people, the Bakum people, would learn to read so that they can read the Word of God one day. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.